All right, guys, welcome to episode 17 of the Superhero Hour. With me, I said that too fast. With me, as usual, hosts, we have, of course, Mr. Lou Rod. How's it going, man?
I'm doing well. A little tired, but other than that, let's do this.
All right, and of course, we have Charles.
What's up, everyone?
I mean, we're missing your lower third, man. We're missing your lower third, man. It's not there.
I
You
had it
had it a
up,
minute
but
ago.
since I can only do Hangouts now in my Google Chrome web browser, the lower third is unpredictable in Chrome. There's
I
nothing I can
see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's kick it off because the news will come second. Let's jump into the meat of the matter. We're going to be doing spoiler reviews of Wonder Woman. If you don't want to get into spoilers, go check out my non-spoiler review. It is up on the channel. You can do that. So I'm going to kick it off. Lou, since Charles asked you the question before we started, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of Wonder Woman?
I thought the movie was really good. I really liked it. Beat for beat, I had no issues. I'm trying to figure out why you had an issue in the third act.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that.
I mean, I love how the commercials made us think Ares was the one guy, but Ares was a total other villain, which was a great throw off. So I don't know. I mean, Patty Jenkins did a really good job, and I'm kind of glad she didn't do Thor, because the story she wanted to kind of do for Thor, I wouldn't have liked.
Okay.
It worked here, but it wouldn't work with Thor.
Okay. Good points. How about you, Charles?
I liked it, but there were two moments in the movie that I had problems with mostly. The first problem I had with the movie was at the scene at the gala in Germany where Diana and Steve go to infiltrate the party, and then Diana walks up to that Ludendorff guy and they're dancing, and I just thought the pacing in that moment was just way off. It felt too quick. It felt like it moved on too quickly, and I just had slight problems with it. And then my other issue I had with the movie was right at the end where it's back to present day, and she's jumping off of that building, and she's going like this, and she's zooming towards the camera, then roll credits. That was just a little cheesy for my taste. It was. Yeah.
Okay, so you have no issues with the movie. That's pretty much what it is. Because you mentioned you mentioned two things. I mean, of course, it's whatever you think. You mentioned two things that I have not heard anybody mention at all.
If you want me to break it down, I'm just going to say that I would give maybe Wonder Woman a 9.2 out of 10.
Okay. I mean, yeah. All right. Let's talk about some more points in terms of spoilers and stuff like that. Now, Lou brought up the fact that I said the third act needed some more. I wish it was a little bit chopped down. I'll tell you my problem with the third act. And a lot of people like the action in the third act. I didn't really like it as much. I've seen the movie twice, and the second time it played much better than the first. My problem with the third act was it felt like this high, low, and I wish there was one of those high lows should have been chopped off. So the third act, to me, I really wanted to get that crescendo from when, spoiler again, in the spoiler section, when Steve dies, and then just straight to finish at that point. The reason why I say it's a little off and on is because when Steve dies, she jumps off to save the other guys first, right? She does that whole speed through like Fiora section, and then now goes back to fight Ares. Like that just, to me, that should have been before, and then when she powers up, because when she breaks out of the thing, whatever he trapped her in, that's when she got to her full power, because at that point Steve died. She got rage angry, like pissed, she powered up, and then that's the point where I expected her to fight Ares. Ares now has the woman, and then she now realizes that she doesn't have to be like Ares, but she just has to stop him. So that's why I say that it's more of like certain things need to be placed around correctly in my mind than anything else.
See, you have that issue. My issue is the fact that her sword is destroyed, but she has the sword in BVS.
I actually
It's a different sword. It's a different sword.
I actually
It's a different sword.
Yeah.
I just recently watched the clip of that fight scene in BVS, and it's not the same sword. It is
It's a
different,
Okay.
and so is the shield. The shield is
Yeah.
different as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not the same. It's not the same ones. The fight sequences were some of the fight scenes in that last fight were a little dull. Some were really good. You know when they were on top of the aircraft hangar and she's using the lasso to block all that stuff, and they had hand to hand there. Like I like that. And then when he was just like throwing stuff at her, it was just kind of like, okay. You know, it's a little bit of that. I'm not saying it was bad. This is more like nitpicking than anything else. In that
I like the
sense.
fight scene in No Man's Land, how she opened up the pathway for Steve and the group to start sniping out the Germans.
Yeah.
That one there was cool. It's like these people don't realize, okay, she's using a freaking shield to deflect. Aim at her feet. Aim with her skin. But they don't. But
Yeah,
then
but also
when
when
she
you,
went and
those
started
old,
using
those
the
almost kind of
lasso,
hard though. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
using the lasso in the city, the
Yeah.
little city spot, yo, that scene was hot. I don't care what anyone says. That fight sequence was hot. The way she was just lassoing people and flinging them like she was a cowgirl.
Yeah, no, it was great. I liked that. I like all those sequences there. In terms of humor, this is funnier than Guardians. You know why I say personally that Guardians is a very funny movie, but I felt like Guardians was trying to make me laugh. Like they were really, it's like that comedian where like, okay, I know you're funny, just don't overdo it, type of thing. This one was genuinely funny because I really felt like Steve Trevor was having a hard time telling her he didn't want to sleep with her, but he wanted to sleep with her.
Oh,
You know?
that was hilarious on the boat.
The boat. You know, those kind of things. Like I really found it funny, and I think to me that was one of the best parts of the movie. Chris Pine, Gal Gadot together, chemistry was spot on.
Dude, when they were on her little, I can't pronounce that island. Him and the little water thing is like, this feels so good. And then he's standing up and she's just looking at him like, what's that? But the subtle hint that the watch instead of the junk.
Yeah. No, I mean
it was the banter going back and forth.
It was, to me, of all superhero movies, this has the best chemistry I've seen. I mean, you would like to see better chemistry. I would like to see better chemistry with Superman, Lois, and Clark, but it's not like this. This is purely just almost like, it almost feels like it's like a married couple who are playing, even though they're not married, of course, or anything like that. But that's how it feels like to be. What do you think, Charles?
Yeah, I agree. The chemistry in Wonder Woman was very, very good. Probably the best chemistry I've seen to date so far. Although maybe I'm just being crazy, but the chemistry between Clark Kent and Lois, and then also her interactions with Superman, I wasn't really bothered by it. I mean,
no, I didn't say it was bad. I said this surpasses that. I wanted that chemistry to be like this chemistry, where it really felt like, they connected.
It felt natural.
Natural, yeah, exactly.
It's more of an acting thing, dude. I'm sorry. Amy Adams and Henry Cavill, they seem like two wooden sticks with each other. They just don't mesh.
No, I think the problem was, to me, I think the problem was this. Henry Cavill was meant to be a certain type of Superman, a little bit more restricted. Amy Adams should have played her a little bit more open so that it balances out that whole.
I don't find her that good of an actress. I don't really enjoy her in all her movies to begin with. So she just doesn't feel right bouncing off. Like these two, Steve and Gal, Chris and Gal, never acted a day on screen together, but yet they felt like they were a couple. Their banter was cool. They were witty with each other. It just felt like everybody's complaining, oh, she's not American enough. And this is, mind you, from Fox News.
Let's never bring that rubbish.
And it's like, you morons. It's just everyone falls under the Linda Carter Wonder Woman. In reality, this is something that was done back. I can't remember when Linda Carter did her role
in the 70s.
So you didn't have diverse acting back then. Everything was more Americanized and all this other crap.
Well, but
Get
the thing also is that this is an international character. I mean, it's not even just that you can't put the onus, just like Superman, right? You can't just say Superman is just American and
Superman's an alien.
Yeah, I mean, Superman is also a universal character. Like, that's how he's perceived. Even though he lives in America, does a lot of stuff here in comic books, he's perceived that way. Even Batman, which is relegated to Gotham, which you could say it's East, but he works well in a specific city, is still an international character, right? Spider-Man, like all these characters are international, especially when they get really popular. So you have to look at it that way. But I mean, I like the fact that they played to her strengths, and her weaknesses, in the sense that everyone had an accent on the island to kind of not match, but to give the idea. But also, again, it made sense that she said, I speak 100 languages, right? If you speak that many languages, even if you started with English, your accent intonation will eventually change. It will be very morphed. It will not be just purely, American English or British English. It will be its own form, because every accent and language is different, right? You've got tonations and things like that. So to me, that was fine. But what I liked was the fact that she really owned the role. I mean, from the very naive Wonder Woman to the very end, where you got her, where you go, okay, this is kind of the glimpse of the Wonder Woman we got at BVS, very sure of herself. Where she was like, I fought creatures from other worlds, man. Like, it don't matter.
No, we still haven't seen the creatures from other worlds, unless she's referring to Ares.
I mean, there'll probably be other stuff in sequels, but anyway, go ahead, Charles.
I was just going to say, she said creatures, which means that she's probably going to end up fighting more than one across all of the Wonder Woman movies. I wouldn't be surprised if Wonder Woman 2 isn't going to take place in present day. It would take place only maybe a few decades into the future of the first movie. So maybe during World War II, or maybe during the Vietnam War, or something like that. I mean,
Patty Jenkins says it's going to be present day.
I think it's going to be present day, but I think you're going to get a lot of, know what I'm talking about? Arrow flashbacks. Yep. Oh, you're going to get some flashbacks. But for her, the flashbacks make sense to mix in for certain things. So, for instance, it could be one about her new shield and sword.
But this movie was a flashback.
No, I know.
It started off in modern day. It literally takes place after BVS.
I know. I'm saying that she's the one character that you can truly do flashbacks in a story.
And it'll work fine.
And it'll work fine, because now they've just told us that she has this kind of history. Right? So if she's got that kind of history, you could jump in and out anywhere. But it could be tied to a villain. So one of the things I was reading the message boards, people were like, they should adapt a storyline from the Justice League cartoon where this villain goes to Themyscira. He's a magician, and basically he turns everyone into stone until Wonder Woman brings something for him. So she has to go to Hades and get something for him. But that's just a basic premise. So that allows her to come back to Themyscira, number one. That also allows her to do other things, to go to different worlds. So for the DC universe, you want to show all those different worlds, like Hades and things like that. Wonder Woman is the best character for you to move in and out with.
Now, I have a question for you. This goes back to the somewhat beginning of the movie. When the German ship went through the cloaking device, whatever you want to call it, on the island, why did it blow up?
The ship hit a rock. That was just pretty much it.
So that's how they're selling it. It hit rock.
Yeah, it just hit. It didn't blow up. It didn't actually blow up. It just hit, and that was it. It didn't blow up. Because what happens is, I noticed it more the second time when I watched it. When it phases through the island and then into the dark, misty waters, you see rocks. There were rocks around where the ships were. So once they go through, the boats are easier to go through, of course. Then the main ship just got stuck there.
Out of that fight sequence was hot.
Yeah, I mean, it was spot on. Spot on movie in terms of like action.
Robin Wright, she was awesome. I mean, I'm watching her in this season's House of Cards. She's a really good actress.
Oh yeah, she is. She is. I mean, we will get to see probably her again, and maybe Queen Hippolyta too.
Robin Wright's dead.
Yeah,
No.
Robin Wright's character is dead.
Justice League, people, Justice League.
Well, okay, what the flashback sequence at the beginning of the movie, most likely.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, man. I mean, like, at least we get to see her in something else, probably. Or at least, but most likely it'd be Queen Hippolyta, though.
The whole dude, that little girl who played Diana was cute.
Yeah.
All right. I have a problem with child actors in general, and I mean, sure, you could say that she was great, but to me, it was just a cringe fest the whole way. Just saying, like where she was, where
Stop being a Grinch.
Seriously.
Well, when the queen was putting the girl to bed, and she was saying, like, I mean, maybe I should get a sword or just a shield then, and I'm like, oh, for Christ's sake, oh, I'm sorry.
Have you ever hung around kids?
Not really, no.
Exactly. That's probably why. Yeah, because that's how they are. Just to let you know.
It is, which is why I'm not around them.
That's how they are, man. The kid, look, I really love that scene because children will think of, she said no sharp edges, just a shield. Basically saying, I won't cut myself. You know, and that's why I like it. Yeah.
It just brought me back to when my daughter was like 5 years old. That's how you think of it. You look at it like, oh, you know what? That's how kids were.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's how you were too, Charles. That's how you were also, probably. It's true, man.
And then
no, not at all.
It was funny how we got more time with the little 6-year-old actress, and we only got the one scene with the 15-year-old actress.
Yeah, I mean, because they kind of wanted to move forward. I get it. They might have shot a few more scenes with her, but they probably would like.
According to Patty Jenkins, there's no deleted scenes.
No, there's a difference between deleted scenes and more scenes. You guess that's the thing they always say. I think what it is, that's a script scene, and then they probably recorded more scenes as backup, as in. Okay, let's try this. Let's try that. Let's add this here. Let's add that here. Just in case. But the script probably said this. So there's always a little bit more than what you think, because you always want to shoot more anyway, so that when you edit, you can.
But honestly, even if they just said, we have a special edition for this movie coming out, added scenes, I don't think that 15-year-old actress really served more of a purpose.
No, that's why I said it didn't matter per se. It's just probably what it was. No, the question for you guys, in terms of ranking of the current DCEU movies,
I'm not going to rank them.
No. Which do you like? Where do you like? You got to state that, man. I'm gonna start with Charles though. Where does Wonder Woman stand for you with all 4 DCEU movies now?
Stands at the top.
Top for you? Okay. What's your number 2?
My number 2 would have to be Batman v Superman. The one below that would be Man of Steel, and then right at the bottom would be Suicide Squad.
Lou?
I'm not playing the game. They only got 4 movies.
No, Lou, gotta do it, man. We all know Suicide Squad is at the bottom, so go ahead, keep counting.
I didn't think Suicide Squad was that bad. I liked Suicide Squad.
Whatever, just tell us. I didn't say it was evil or bad or horrible. I just say
I'll put them in the way they came out. Wonder Woman came out this year. Batman vs Superman last year, Suicide Squad was last year, and then Man of Steel. There you go.
So Man of Steel is your least favorite, and Wonder Woman.
And it's not that it's my least favorite. I'm not going to rank 4 freaking movies that this universe is trying to build.
Lou.
The studio screwed up Batman vs Superman. It's the only reason why Batman vs Superman sucked.
Lou. You can add in the director's cut if you want. I don't care. I'm just.
Oh, that's the only cut that exists in my eyes.
Okay, whatever. Lou, do your ranking. Just do it. Stop being the worst.
Wonder Woman will be the top because I think it was the best directed and story out of the 4. And then all the other 3 are all just as good in my eyes. So they each get an equal spot at number 2.
Okay, all 3. Let me see. Well, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, see, you're bitching at me.
I'm just joking. I would put. It pains me. I'm just joking. Wonder Woman would be number 1 also. My number 2 is Man of Steel, and it's very close. Wonder Woman, yeah, definitely was the more polished in a sense, but Man of Steel was Superman I was dying to see in the long run. And BVS is next, and then Suicide Squad is, of course, the fourth one.
See, this movie I felt had the benefit of no one meddling with their shit. They just let the movie flow, and they let her do her work.
True, but it is what it is. It doesn't matter how circumstances come to play. If you're going to rank, you're going to rank.
I don't know how to answer Kazim's question.
Well, Kazim already knows that. He said it from earlier. He says, watching spoilers won't spoil me. So Kazim, he didn't die of natural causes. I just tell you that.
So what, in the comic he dies of natural causes?
Depends on what comic you're reading. I mean, there are different times.
Yeah. They done changed the freaking run so many times.
Well, more or less, because the original Wonder Woman was still in the it was early, like World War I and World War II, and he grew old and died. That was just pretty much it. And then they rebooted it where Wonder Woman appeared in present day, and he's still around in certain, in certain transitions. So it all depends.
That's the question I have here going forward. Now, do you think Chris Pine comes back as a descendant of Steve Trevor?
No, so there's just rumors and left and right. The only way Steve Pine will come back is if she goes to Hades.
Yeah, but why would it be Hades? You would think Steve Trevor went up to the gods above because of that noble act.
DC Universe doesn't necessarily have that. I mean, unless they do something like that. But in the DC comics, whenever somebody dies, it's almost like Hades is like the temporary whatever for those people. Hades is just where everybody goes in general. Because, and again, because if you think about it now, Zeus is dead, right? So there's nobody to collect anybody up there if you want
now,
to do that.
So basically, Hades is King Yema of Dragon Ball Z. Everybody goes to see King Yema. He decides whether you go up or down.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. It could be that, or maybe it's just finding somebody that does magic. A little bit. Not Constantine, but like I said, the person I mentioned in Justice League cartoon turned all the Amazons to stone. The person could use magic. The person could bring back Steve Trevor to fight her. Or something like that. Some of those things you could do. There are many things you could do in there. Or when she goes to Hades, she actually sees Steve there. And then now her mission almost changes to saving him instead of doing what she wanted to do.
Kind of hard to bring someone back the way he died in this movie.
Yeah, let's say that. What else did you guys notice? Anything else you noticed you found interesting in the movie, Charles?
I wouldn't really put it as a gripe, or it's just something that kind of made me tilt my head a little bit. Is the fight scene between Wonder Woman and Ares? Just there's a scene where they're having like a back and forth and talking. They're like talking to each other. And Hades is trying to convert her or something. Not Hades. God damn it, you're getting me saying that.
Ares.
Ares, yeah. When he's getting Ares to say it, and he raises his hands up and he says, "I will destroy you." And I'm just like, really? I mean, who says that nowadays?
Yeah, that's the part that I think they didn't do well was his dialogue when he, like when he was telling her the story and, that was fine. Like, he was like, this is why, but when he went into full evil guy mode, right? It was very ham and fist type dialogue, right? It's like, He's like, join me, destroy you, like stuff like that. I mean, I get it. Like I said, the movie was so good in the point where that kind of dialogue, you just go, whatever. Right?
Now, what did you think of the DC's new logo?
I actually kind of liked it.
The logo's on point, spot on. I mean, they're telling you that our universe is big. That's what I got from the logo. It wasn't just, but you could clearly see where they started with Batman, right? They started with Batman, saying that's our number one. There's Superman, who you all know, not necessarily is number two, but Batman is number one. Superman, Wonder Woman, and then it goes through the Justice League lineup, and then it now gives you the whole DCU superheroes. You saw Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and like point out a few other characters in there.
That's going to be the thing going forward. Are they going to bring a lot of these B and C list characters into play.
Depends on how the universe goes and where the storyline goes.
Dude, they have such a big universe that they can do it with.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it all depends. And
they could do it, but the question is, should they do it? Because there is a chance that they could end up doing too much, and people could end up getting bored, going like, I don't care anymore. It's like too many characters. And I
don't think it's a matter of should. I think it's just how you do it. I think Marvel has shown that, Marvel says they're going on forever. Until people generally don't want to watch superhero movies. That's just pretty much it. But the thing is about storytelling. And if you see, like, even the reviews, everybody's like, oh, it's refreshing. And that's the one thing about the movie is that she took it from a storytelling point. She took it of, this is the story I want to tell. And to me, like my takeaway from Wonder Woman was simply this. And even if I look at all the DCEU movies, I will go to that later. But Wonder Woman's storyline was a couple of storylines in there. The major storyline was fighting for a cause and believing in what you're fighting for. Because remember, she had a belief when she killed Lufendorf. And then Ares is still around. She's like, I don't know what's going on. She lost it, right? And Steve Trevor was like, no, yeah, the world is a terrible place, but if you believe that you need to make the place good, you still got to fight for it, right? That's one of the big things. The other thing was also understanding that because we are different, like this movie got into deep political stuff without getting really deep. Because we are different doesn't mean that we can't work along together. Chief was like, yeah, my people lost everything. Who? These people took it. And that's my friend. Right? Samir was like, I love to be an actor. I'm the wrong skin color. And then Charlie has PTSD. Like, everybody had something. But I like the fact that they didn't dwell on that and they went like, look, people have stuff. Everybody has complaints and junk in life. But when it's time to do something, you still got to step up. So I like those kind of story elements. And I like it wasn't like, hammered in or it's like, nail in the head. You're like, it must be this, that kind of thing, which is great. So it was all those kind of cool points, in there. Even like stuff with like the suffrage movement and women's rights, they were all there, but it wasn't hitting you over the head, with it. Especially, I love the scene where the scene I loved is where she was translating the code book. And then afterwards, the general's like, oh, no, you guys shouldn't go. And she was pissed, and she went out and told him, like, you shouldn't be hiding. It goes to tell you how much confrontation is nowadays, where people hide behind.
Yeah, but let's be real. That's how it was in those days to begin with.
No, I know that's how it was. But to me, that was a second message layered on that.
Commander Mormont was just a jerk. It is what it is.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that it was a layer on top of that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like how, think about America, for instance. I'm not trying to be in politics, but there's a time in America where you had to go through military service before you became president. It wasn't a rule, but nobody would vote for you if you did go to the military.
Oh boy, let's not.
Now it's not the case. Yeah. So that's what I mean. That's why I say it's just one of those kind of layered things on there. Anything you guys want to point out?
I like how she just looked at the picture and just thought back to that time of that picture, and not with one of those, well, let me tell you a story about when I was doing this. She just, starts present day. She looks at the picture. Bruce Wayne sends it, high security, because only Wayne does that. Mm-hmm. And she just looks at it, and he, gives her the nice little note to go with it. And then the movie ends with her, sending an email back to Bruce. And then she hears some sirens going off, and she decides to suit up and jump. Now the question is, does that jump lead to Justice League?
No. It has nothing. I mean, email was the link to Justice League. This how it was. Bruce Wayne as an email was a link to Justice League you got in this. The only other thing I could think of them linking Justice League was if they wanted to do a post credit, and that post credit had to do with either maybe Bruce seeing an email pop up from Diana, and then he's on his phone, and then you see Barry's light turn up in his thing. Like maybe Bruce got that email.
That would have been cool.
I'm just saying that's the only thing. And then Barry's like, who's that guy sitting my favorite chair? Done. It's the same scene. You're not shooting anything extra other than maybe him turning off his phone, and that's it. That would be a cool like segue in. You're like, oh, so that's when.
I'm sorry, but DC needs to just take the damn thing and start dropping some post credit scenes at the end of their movie, because everyone else does it. Why can't you?
I don't know. The problem is started with Zack Snyder, and not Zack Snyder actually. Started with Christopher Nolan. Zack Snyder follows some of that Christopher Nolan ideology that you shoot everything in your movie. Christopher Nolan never did end credit scenes at all.
I don't care what Christopher Nolan did. His movies were great, yeah, you know.
No, I'm not saying that's what Zack Snyder did. And since Zack is as much as people don't understand, and people can rip Zack Snyder all you want, he still is the master of the DCEU universe, because the story credit goes to him.
Yep, he was listed as a story writer.
Yeah, one of the story credits. I think they had 2 or 3.
It was him and 2 other people.
And then
Jeff Johns had no input on this movie.
No, Jeff Johns did.
Well, then he wasn't
credited in the story, but from all indications, I think he was. But the writer was. They had a bunch of writers that came through and did the script, but the final guy that got the credit, I found his name. But yeah, Zack Snyder has story elements in there, and he's probably going to have a lot of story elements down the line in a lot of movies. We'll see. Charles, anything you want to add?
To be honest, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about the movie other than the fact that I enjoyed it. I do agree that I did get a feel that Jeff Johns was involved with the story, even though he wasn't credited. But pretty much, I enjoyed the movie, and that's pretty much it.
Maybe he wasn't credited because, number one, he is the boss of DCEU, and number two, he's also the executive producer on every movie.
Well, didn't they make him the head?
Yeah, he's the head of.
Yeah. They made him the head of DC Films.
Yeah, co-head of DC Films. He and John Berg.
Okay.
So John Berg is a producer. He's been a producer for Warner Bros. For a while, and of course, Jeff Johns has been a writer, literally, and he's been upgraded. Basically, the reasoning here is this: Jeff Johns agrees to all the stories. If when you come up with an idea, you're like, I want to do this for Flash, I want to do this, tell me your story. Jeff Johns is like, nah. And then on the production side of it, John Berg does that. Everybody's been trying to say, oh, they should get one person to do both. And like, you don't really have to if you don't have that person. If you don't have that one person, don't even try and force one person to do it. But if you have somebody that can clearly tell you this is your story, and then another person is like, oh, look, when we do productions, we do it this way, you need to do this, that kind of stuff, then, you can work away from it. So I think it's fine. My one gripe, which is a technical issue, not a movie issue, was No Man's Land. The very beginning, before she climbed up the steps, if you notice very well, she was wearing her regular outfit, not Wonder Woman gear. She did have the bracelet on, but she still had the regular outfit. The time it took her to change and
you sure that regular outfit, dude? I think she had the Wonder Woman gear on underneath
the regular outfit. I believe so, but I was like, that little shuffle hair back, I was like, you didn't use super speed to do that. So,
or hey, Wonder Woman was unfiltered, but then she could have just took off her clothes and changed real quick. Did you see the guy staring at her? Like, what is she doing? I
did like her behavior to all that. She was just like, I'm just like, try this on. Okay. No, not here. I even like the fact that they threw in the ice cream scene.
Oh, this is so good.
That was from the comic books. comic books and also from the animated cartoon. And from the animated cartoon, it's almost word for word similar. Somebody showed that. Radio Time Machine, Zack Snyder is the worst. No, he's not. Zack Snyder just designed the handbag. No. Remember, Zack Snyder was the one who cast her for the role. Yeah, okay, Radio Time Machine, he has story credits. For you to get story credits mean you must have supplied 30% of the story into a script or an equal part that is high enough. So he provided story credits for this one. And Zack Snyder, I got to give it to Zack. He has done a great job in casting the DCEU so far. Because remember, he cast Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Well, the test will be Barry Allen.
Yeah, Flash, and next. So far, we already love Aquaman from just trailers alone. So, I mean, I loved Aquaman anyway because it was Jason Momoa. So, but how much was in delivered comics? I mean, of course, it's all adapted from comics. I can write a Wonder Woman story now because I've read the comics, but it's still my story. I can adapt it and change it, you know. But
all the movies are adapted. I had this conversation yesterday in the morning where I was at my cousin's job and his boss is like, he doesn't really care for the Marvel universe. He's not a DC fan because they don't follow the comics. I'm like, well, all the stories are adapted. You really can't do a story beat for beat on the big screen where it would transfer well.
I'll put it this way. In terms of story beat for beat to comic books, DC has done a better job than Marvel. Marvel has done wholesale changes. And DC will change certain things, aspects. Marvel, for instance, how Vision was made is a wholesale change. Completely.
Of course, because they can't use Hank Pym.
Hank Pym, yeah. But I'm just saying, compared to like DC, where most of their characters is still being the same process. So, but again, it's adaptation.
Here's where DC has the advantage. They don't have their properties leased out to other studios where Marvel is handcuffed. Oh, we can't use this because of this scenario and that because of that scenario. We have to change the origin all the way around. See, everyone wants to talk crap about Snyder, but Snyder gave us Man of Steel, and Man of Steel was a really good film.
So Radio Time
Snyder was handicapped in BVS by dumbass executives that don't know jack crap about the comic books and where they want to take the story. If they would have left him alone and he would have just put out the Ultimate Edition, that movie would have been so much better. But you got freaking dummies that all they worry about is the bottom line, and we got to make more money, more money, more money, more money. Let's shorten it by a half an hour to get more butts in the theater. And what did that end up doing? Making the movie much worse, and you made less money than you probably could have made. So everyone talking crap about Snyder needs to just chill. Just chill. Give the man his due. You may not like his directing style, but for God's sakes, the man gave us fucking 300. Watchmen. And Watchmen was kind of like the comic book. Never read it, but I heard that was
Watchmen
like
is, if you want beat for beat, that is a true adaptation of completely. People complain about Watchmen left and right, but because you cannot adapt Watchmen. To adapt Watchmen is to do it. You have to do a show. The only way to adapt Watchmen is to do a TV show. That's the only way. For a movie, he did beat by beat. And it was not, look, radio, you can have your own thought processes. I put it this way. To me, BVS was a better movie than Director's Cut. It was a better movie than Civil War. And because I can sit down here and dissect Civil War down to its basics. And at the end of the day, it didn't have a story point that could hold me on as opposed to BVS. But that's a whole different point. What I would say is this, is that with the DCEU now that Wonder Woman is a critical hit and it looks like it's going to be a box office hit this weekend, things are looking good for more movies down the line, especially Justice League. Zack Snyder should get his credit for Justice League. No one should come there and out and say it was all Josh Whedon, because people will say that once the movie comes out.
Oh Lord! And Josh Whedon honestly isn't that great.
True.
He gave us a good movie in Avengers 1, and then what happens in the Age of Ultron? the studio stepped in and handcuffed him too. And that's why we got what we got with Avengers Age of Ultron. But yet it still made $1.5 billion. So everyone will praise it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear this shit.
So get down to the box office. It looks like I'm going to lose. Box office numbers for the weekend. Just a recap. I said 160.
You
right?
went about 165.
High.
You went real high.
Real high. So not gonna happen. Lou, what was your number?
I went 120. Charles went 125.
Okay, so we'll see.
It's looking closer to the 100 million mark, which is still good.
Oh, it's great. I mean, for a first time solo movie, it's great. I want to see the drop off next weekend, which I think it's not going to be that much because the word of mouth, even people like Soldier Knows Best, friends with him on Facebook. He's like, I want to go check out Wonder Woman. Then he posted, it's like, man, the hype is real. Wonder Woman is, I mean, like people who you don't expect to like the movie or enjoying it. So I think that word of mouth will carry on for the next weekend.
I mean, let's be real. What is its competition next week? The Mummy. I'll pass.
Don't knock the Mummy until you've seen it.
I'm not knocking The Mummy, but
the hype is not real for that. That's what I'm saying.
It's not real for that. Dude, tracking at $44 million for the second week of June, that's a flop.
I don't care. I'm going to enjoy it, and that's all that matters to me.
All right, so
just like
Wonder Woman.
If we really think about it, all the movies, with the exception of Wonder Woman and Pirates of the Caribbean that have come out, have all been flops because of their position. Oh, and Guardians. But we all knew Guardians wasn't flopping.
Mm-hmm.
Position-wise, for this time of year, the box office is down big numbers. People are not going out to the movies. And some of these good titles that should make decent money are just coming out at the wrong time of the year. And the main movie that suffered from that is King Arthur.
Yeah, that's definitely right. But anyway, at that point, that is our spoiler review for Wonder Woman. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. If you've seen it, say watch it again because I watched it twice. It was fun. It's a fun movie to watch a second time.
And you're going again.
Yeah, and I'm going again. So I have a third showing tonight. So
you're going tonight?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm watching Wonder Woman 3 times. It's been a while. The last time I did it this much was
BVS.
No. BVS, yes, I watched it 3 times. Third time was Man of Steel was the one where I watched it like almost immediately, 3 times. So BVS was a little spaced out because BVS felt longer. Even though this movie's longer than BVS, by the way. Theatrical cut. Or about the same amount of time. This movie is 2 hours and 30 minutes. BVS is 2 hours and 30. So
this movie was 2 hours and 21 minutes, and it didn't even feel like it.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it. So to me, I was like, that's that. All right, let's move on to some news segments quickly. Game of Thrones season premiere runtime is stated will be the longest premiere in years, 59 minutes for Game of Thrones. And rumor is that season 8 might be moved to 2019.
Yeah, but it's all if the 2 guys that are writing the show don't get the script in.
Yeah, so
then they're giving them enough time to turn in a perfect script and all that. They're giving them that leeway. Like, hey, if you don't feel you're going to be ready by 2018, no rush. We don't mind waiting the year.
Yeah. So that's that. Adam Wingard is set to direct Godzilla versus King Kong. Adam, let's see, what has he worked on before? Doesn't say in the article, which is kind of weird.
Who is he? What's his name again?
Adam Wingard. Let me just do a search. I thought it was in the article here. I apologize. IMDb, Adam Wingard. Adam Wingard has done a few movies. The Guest, Your Next, VHS 2. That was a...
he also directed horror movies.
Horror movies.
He also directed the new Blair Witch movie.
And the new Blair Witch movie. Okay, so
so he's going to bring the horror element.
And he finished Death Note
for Netflix.
I believe that's the one. Completed 2017. Yeah, Netflix one.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Well, Radio Time Machine says he's excellent.
Okay, so we'll see how he turns out. In other news, Harley Quinn Blu-ray and DVD information revealed August 15th for digital HD, so we'll have our review then, and then August 29th for the Blu-ray DVD release.
Well, that is Harley Quinn and the Batman.
And the Batman, yeah, sorry.
Let's clarify, it's an animated movie.
Animated movie. Let's see. Supergirl has cast Odette Annabelle as DC's comic Reign. So she's playing a supervillain for Supergirl next year. We'll just have to wait and see. And hopefully they have a better script for the next season.
Look, Supergirl, all they need to fix is a lot of the hocus pocus power levels. If they just get the power levels right, we'll be good.
Yeah. Stranger Things actor who played the older brother of the kid who was captured in Stranger Things is going to be playing Cannibal in New Mutants. So,
well, there was quite a few other casting news, but honestly, I don't care anymore about casting news. Just give me the movie.
Excuse me. Moving on. Let's see.
No, he doesn't watch House of Cards.
Justice League Dark director
Doug Liman walked away.
Walked away due to scheduling conflicts. He came out today and he mentioned the 3 projects he had, including one directing. And he said, for me to direct this movie, he's like, directing is like marriage. You have to be fully involved, which is very true. So he had 2 movies he was producing, and then one he was just shoot first and then do that. So that wasn't going to work.
Yeah, well, he also mentioned he wants Live, Die, Repeat, the sequel, to be a much smaller scale sequel.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
I said, I actually enjoyed Live, Die, Repeat. That's one of those movies that got shitty box office numbers and bad reviews because of the way it was marketed and stuff, but it was an actually good movie.
Okay, yeah. I don't think Live, Die, Repeat is the name of the movie. It's called Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, but they changed it when
they changed the name so many times, and they changed the name for Blu-ray to Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh, God damn it. Why did they do that? Just pick a name and stick with it.
Because that was probably the name they wanted all along. I mean, it still has Edge of Tomorrow.
That's the name. Is Live, Die, Repeat the name and the manga name? I believe so. If I'm not wrong.
No. I thought the manga name was All You Need Is Kill.
Wait. Is it All You Need Is Kill? Might be right. Anyway,
it might have been.
But yeah, that's that.
No, we're not Thunder Buddies.
No, that is that on the news segment.
Yeah, it is.
Wasn't there more?
Yeah, the manga is called All You Need Is Kill.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. And our final show for the week.
Our only show.
Sorry, our only show for the week. American Gods.
The episode was okay.
Refresh my memory on the episode again.
I can't because I watched it last Sunday. And
oh no, yeah, I remember the episode now. Sorry, the episode to me ended great.
It did, yeah.
With Mr. World showing up, and then Shadow Moon is like, okay, I mean, seriously, now I think now I know where I am, and I'm in the crazy world. And I did like the fight with
the Scotsman and the wife.
The leprechaun and the wife. When she knew, she was like,
I'm sorry. Is that fight sequence? I kept calling her One Punch Girl.
Yeah.
He's like when he's strangling her in the bathtub, and the cops try to pull him off. He goes like, "She's not dead. She's not dead." It's like, wait a minute, you're an asshole, dead wife. You're an asshole.
That is so true. That is so true. I mean, she played that well. Like that aspect.
What was the tree?
Huh? I like the tree.
What was the tree?
I don't know. They dropped something in there,
dude. And then I'm sorry. What was the woman? Is that Media?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Media.
Just floating into the room. I'm like, okay, this show took it to a whole new level here.
So I get it. I get it. Why Media has more power over Technical Boy. Technical Boy technically comes from her,
Mm.
if you think about it.
So like media would
came
be the mom.
before. Yeah, came before. Tech,
media would be the mom. Technical Boy would be the son.
Son, yeah, I think that's what it is. Just because, even though it was technology that created media, but back then everybody just worshipped it as media.
Mm.
You know, the news, TV, entertainment, and now he's become. You know, technically he should be more powerful than his mom in present day.
Mm.
But she just probably
Now,
doesn't know it.
Was that Mr. World?
Yeah, that's Mr. World, who is Loki.
I thought you said Loki was the one in jail.
That's him.
Then who was the guy with the hat?
Remember, this is Loki. What's Loki? Trickster. What does he do? Wear disguises all the time. Think about Thor. Remember at the end of Thor 3 or 2, where he took over the throne as Odin? Loki does it all the time.
We still haven't gotten that far yet, buddy. Spoiler.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I already knew it because I looked it up before the show even aired, and I found out that Mr. World is actually Loki pretending to be a new god.
Yeah.
But
my bad, radio time machine. He says, "Enter my bang on the table." My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
and then he also says there's something wrong with you two for not watching Better Call Saul.
I didn't see that. I don't see it here.
Yeah, but
okay. Do you guys watch Better Call Saul? And I said no. I do. They don't. It's getting good, which it is. The series is excellent as a whole. I understand why Charles is hesitant. I don't really know your excuse. Well, I don't think you ever watched Breaking Bad.
No, never.
Well, then there's your excuse.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm tapping the table again.
I would have to say
my hands behind here.
I would have to say the best moment of the introduction of Mr. World is his speech about salsa. That was just awesome.
For me, it was the Michael Jackson walk up. Billie Jean, the light steps. It was an entrance. He made an entrance, even though it was not a big scene to make an entrance.
Yo, let me just blow a kiss and knock out your front teeth.
But you saw the pitch, right?
I thought that was great. Yeah.
Mr. World is offering him North Korea or Scandinavian God as a plate, like, who launches satellite? North Korea, everyone. That's 24 million people, all you. And if I'm him, I'm going, nah.
I'm looking forward to watching it tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
The good thing I love about it is you can, on your computer, when you have Stars, you get to watch the episode at 3:01 in the morning. It'll be available.
Oh, so as it's on Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
So tonight at 3:00 in the morning, California time is midnight. The episode will be available to watch, but you'll have if you want to watch it on your television, you literally have to wait till 9:00 when they show it.
Okay, I'll watch it then in the morning. I have Stars.
But yeah, like I said, the episode's good. We only got 2 left after this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
and then we keep the stories going with The Preacher.
Yeah, Preacher kicks up next, so that'll be the next thing we'll be talking on Superior Hour. Most likely, the good thing is the month of June, we're going to hear a lot of rumors and announcements because Comic-Con and
Dustin wants to know what we really think about the Tinkerer or DeVoe being the villain for Barry in season 4.
The Tinkerer is great. I'm like,
I like it because it's not a freaking speedster. I'm sick of those flipping speedsters.
I mean, the Tinkerer is going to be, I guarantee they're going to fashion him like Prometheus in a sense that he's going to be 5 steps ahead of Barry Allen.
Everyone's always ahead of Barry Allen. It's what's so...
Yeah, everyone is, but he's going to be truly 5 steps ahead.
I got to bring up the fact that you guys are not calling him the Thinker. You're calling him the Tinkerer.
Oh, Tinkerer, sorry. I said, is it Tinker or Thinker?
It's Thinker.
The Thinker, okay. Yeah. So the Thinker, I think the Thinker will be 5 steps ahead of him, and I like that. I'm happy.
Yep, which is fine.
Which means he can bring in so many other villains of his rogue gallery. You get to use other villains, and then for filler episodes, you still get to use other villains anyway. You know.
God, I just wish they would stop with the stupid fillers. Just drop the season to 13 damn episodes and incorporate more. They can do it. I want them to do the Deathstroke. I want them to announce that as the next show.
They will not do that until the Batman movie comes out. They won't.
That's even if he stays in that damn movie.
No. The reason why they took him out was because of the Batman movie, and now that it's got delayed.
No, they didn't take Deathstroke out because of the Batman movie.
Sorry, they took Amanda Waller out because of Suicide Squad. Not bad. Sorry.
And they took out Deadshot as well.
Yeah.
Deathstroke. Remember, at the end of season 2, Deathstroke was locked up in prison.
No, but there was rumors that he was supposed to come back, and when the movie started building up, that went away.
Oh.
See, I think if I'm the DCEU moving forward, I think they need to do a Booster Gold Blue Beetle movie. I think what DC needs to show is that they do better than Marvel is that we can do a slew of different type of content based on our comic book characters.
Now the question is, which Blue Beetle do you use?
Oh, use the original Blue Beetle because he's friends with Booster Gold. You don't use the new one. Now you still have the new one in the universe, but you use these ones there, and you can set the movie up after Justice League because the Justice League has formed now, right? And then Booster Gold comes back, time travel, and you can throw in Batman in there. At the end of the movie, at some point, he's watching you guys. You guys seem like you're good guys, but you're a little loose in your skills. But you can have a comedy. You can have a buddy cop comedy out of that easily. So that's that. Anything else, guys? Before we round up for the hour, we are right on time. 5:57.
Got nothing else to say.
I just gotta say, I love that Bob Ross shirt, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's my favorite shirt.
Sweet. Any questions, guys? Anything else? Oh,
Did
yes.
we hear about the Top Gun sequel?
Yes, we did.
Whoop-de-doo.
We'll just have to wait to see what happens when they talk about that. But Top Gun's there. Any questions?
What's Top Gun? 40 years later?
No, 40. Come on, I'm not 40.
It seems like forever, dude.
Yeah, no. Top Gun's
I mean, I'll watch it, but until it's like really, we're just going on what Tom Cruise says. Oh yeah, it's greenlit. We're gonna do it. Till I see him start filming that shit, I don't care.
I mean, Tom Cruise is filming at 80% of the pace of The Rock. The only other person who films more movies than him, only two other people are Samuel L. Jackson and The Rock. That's pretty much it.
Dude, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to see the movie in August.
What movie?
Him and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for that.
The Hitman Bodyguard.
I saw the full trailer, which made more sense now. I was like, okay, yeah, this is actually not bad.
They showed another trailer this weekend when I went to see Wonder Woman. I'm like, yeah, this might be one that I'll drop and go see because this is going to be hilarious.
Oh, Val Kilmer would like to come back, of course.
Of course, who wants Val Kilmer back?
No, we do want some Iceman back. No, look, he needs.
No, he has issues. What's he do? He's going to be talking through his throat.
No, he's much better now. He's much better.
Yeah.
He's much better. That whole.
Yeah,
thing.
I just looked it up. He's recovered. He's fine now.
It is too fat. Well,
hey, you can be fat flying an airplane.
No, you cannot be, dude. To fly a jet in the U.S.
You gotta fit a certain weight limit.
Weight and height. I can't fly a jet. I'm 6'2". Literally, there's a height limit for the cockpit.
So what? They want midgets?
No, they want about 5'7", 5'8" max.
Dumb shit. Stupid rules.
Oh no, because everything is weighted and balanced.
They sold that wrong.
No, it's correct because Tom Cruise is short.
Because what show was it? I think it got canceled. But the Leprechaun from American Gods.
Oh my God, Joaquin was too fat. That plane was sinking to the oceans. He said, "You guys are evil, man."
The leprechaun who's in American Gods,
Yeah.
he was an airplane pilot in something I watched.
Oh, it's a movie. Of course, nowadays they'll do that. Yeah. It's not an issue. I mean, like someone like me being there would be like this. It'd be like me driving like a Porsche, but really tight. Like that. As I keep sliding back.
Porn Stash is the leprechaun. Yep, Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black.
Yes, he is Porn Stash. Thank you very much. Yeah. I totally forgot about that.
But like I said, he was in a show that was on HBO that got canceled after one season. Even though they renewed it, then the producer ended up passing away, so the show just canceled it. But it was a funny show.
Probably was. All right, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for our spoiler review of Wonder Woman, as well as the rest of Superhero Hour. Join us next week, same time. Yeah, let's make it 5. Let's just make it 5. 6 can be kind of hard nowadays. Make it 5. Yeah,
5. Yeah, you and your 5 o'clock. You're messing with my flow here, man.
Dustin, Ra's al Ghul. Look, Gotham. We just kind of skipped Gotham a lot, so I'm sorry, Dustin.
The only person here who watches Gotham is Mr. Whedon.
Charles watches Gotham, and none of us like it.
Well, I saw something that they said instead of it being Batman,
it's Owlman.
Owlman. Who the hell is Owlman? Who the hell wants to be Owlman?
Owlman is from the other universe, one of the other Batman, the evil one.
Earth 3.
Yes, the evil Batman.
Owlman is Bruce Wayne from Earth 3, and instead of being a hero protecting Gotham, he is a villain ruling Gotham with an iron fist.
Yeah, he and with Ultraman and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is hooking up with
Superwoman. I think they call her Superwoman.
Superwoman is hooking up with Owlman, even though supposedly she's supposed to be with Ultraman.
Oh God. That just sounds ridiculous. And then you heard that the kid wants to do a crossover with the Flash and the Arrowverse and all that shit. No.
I mean, they can.
They don't want you. No.
They can. The problem is their timeline is still the 80s.
No.
Really? It's the 80s, and yet they have flip phones? No, not happening.
Or 90s or whatever it is, but it's not present day.
No. I don't want it. I don't want the brat in my good shows. Keep your trash on Fox.
Yeah, the crossover I want to see is Black Lightning. Let's do that first, and then we can think of other things.
I think got the Black Lightning next year's season run will be linked up where it will join the crossover and all that. Remember, this is its first year's run, kind of like what they did with Legends.
Mm-hmm.
They put it on in the second half of the season where it really didn't tie too much in with the crossovers and all that. So give them the season, and then I have a feeling Black Lightning is taking place over in some other part of Canada. Because remember, they filmed it in Atlanta. Now watch next year. That shit will be filming in Canada.
Oh, yeah, of course. Definitely.
And then it all links up.
Definitely.
They could make her part of freaking Supergirl's world. I wouldn't be mad.
Black Lightning?
Yeah. And then she brings him along. Hey, I gotta go help my boys out on Earth 1. Here, look, we could use this, and they all jump.
You're right, though. It should be. That's not a bad idea. Put him in Supergirl's world instead of
the
Arrowverse, and then eventually move all those worlds together. Whatever. Anyway, that's it, guys. Before we just run over and start talking,
we could do what we do with the weekly.
Yeah.
Give them some good show notes.
That's all right. Thanks for joining again. Next week, join us 5 p.m. If you have any questions, don't forget to like and share this video.
And Charles will give us his review of The Mummy.
I might check out The Mummy this week, too. It all depends. I might be getting a screen, so we'll see.
Well, you're fortunate enough. I don't get those screener passes.
I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter. It's OnBoored. It's Thunder E saying thank you, and always enjoy your entertainment.
Bye-bye.